What's going on, guys? So we're back again with another gameplay video. This time we have Perth Pro Players team member Chris here on the left playing the new Reboot starter deck Masked Saiyan, and we have myself, Michael, here on the right playing the Reboot SS3 leader. So just before they get started into the gameplay video, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, Team Card Titan. So if you guys want any DBS Seal products or DBS singles, make sure you check out that link in the description below. And for all the people in Australia and New Zealand, check out their auction page on Facebook as well. Now, Chris going straight away for the mill 3 on the front of the leader, getting 2 cards to play out onto the board. Pretty amazing just there. And it looks like he's going to decide to take that life. So this reboot has really fixed the old problem of what Masked Saiyan used to be, right? A lot of the time what would happen is you could stall out the Masked Saiyan player, keep them at a high life total. They would lose a lot of cards from hand, trying to get these crits through, because that was their game plan, right? So the fact that what you can do now is take a life, you can get guaranteed your awakening as soon as possible. Chris once again plays a lot of these cards that take cards from life to make sure that he gets, I guess, his awaken on potentially turn 2. Okay, now the decision here was whether I swing or not. I would get an extra energy, I would lose a card from hand, and I also would lose a life. So the decision here was not, because I guess that also means that Chris can awaken very easily. He's got it there on board if I swing and attack once, because he has his leader effect and also the 1-drop. So what I wanted to do was try to force him to find another way to awaken. Sad thing is, I can see a way to awaken in his hand from here, so we do know that he does have a Vegeta in hand from this angle, which means he has the way to awaken quite easily. And the scary thing is the effect that this Vegeta also carries along with it as well. So anytime you try to untap an energy, you do have to warp a card from hand. I believe it's only once per turn, but it doesn't matter. I thought it was like the other ones, which is just during your opponent's turn. If they try to untap an energy, then they have to warp a card from hand, but it's anytime they try to untap an energy, which is quite strong. Now, taking a life, so we are in that awaken range just there, taking that damage once again. Having 1 energy standing, I kept 2 negates in hand just to try to protect myself. I don't think two negates is enough against this deck. You need all the negates just to try to slow them down. Unfortunately, this isn't a fast deck. It is really a slow deck. Lot of little bombs that kind of come out. Cost 10k combos as well a lot of the time too, which kind of sucks. But Chris just going to try to be as aggressive really as possible here. So we have a crit swinging into the lead. We are going to negate. Downside here though is if we do decide to untap energy, we do have to warp 1 card from hand with that Vegeta. It's not just during the turn. And look, that's always like a scary thing as well, right? So I think it probably would have been valuable though to be able to do something like that, is to untap the energy so I do have access to my other negate. So it probably would have been better here to lose 1 card from hand, have access to a negate instead, just to make sure, I guess, I was as safe as possible, so I could negate an attack if I needed to. Now, we're paying 1, going to get our Unison out onto the board. Now, what we can do is, he looks like he's going to go for the plus and do the discard. I believe. But what he can do is go for his Spirit Boost here as well, right? So he can do his Spirit Boost, restand the Vegeta, and then restand the leader as well, right? And the fact that he can do that is very, very powerful. Now, the hard thing here is he can go for the plus. He has to then probably swing with that card first, and then he can do his restands with his Spirit Boost. Otherwise, he loses all those effects, right? So we are discarding 1, it looks like. Going for our Spirit Boost just here. So we're doing our Spirit Boost, which means that we then minus it, which then sucks because then you lose the plus on that, but we do still get 2 swings. So he probably should have swung with that first, unfortunately, rather than going for his Spirit Boost. And then he could have got potentially an extra attack through as well, but that's all right. So still quite a lot of attacks on the board right now. And the fact that he's got a blue energy standing is very scary to me. Chris more than likely has a million beans in hand, so what he can do is keep untapping, keep playing more things. The fact that he's discarded a Gogeta Zeno from hand as well makes me feel like he would have another one in hand. I don't think he would discard that willy-nilly, because it is a very, very strong card as well. So swinging in here again with another 15, taking it up to 20k, it looks like just here. putting the 20k on the leader, it looks like. So giving that the buff instead, knowing that he can swing with that again, which I like that too. A 15k at this point is probably going to go through, I think. We don't really need it too much, so we are going to take that damage, unfortunately, not being able to combo out at this point. Not finding any Zeno super combos either. Zeno would be very nice, just so we can put that energy back up as well, so then we have access to our negate as we need. So swinging in another 15k, having access to Spirit Boost once again as well, so taking a life. He can then Spirit Boost restand it, but we are going to bean it, so this is going to be two 20k swings coming through, which is very, very powerful as well, and it's pretty scary. So 20k to 10, more than likely not comboing out of that, unfortunately. Spirit Boost once again, swinging, we can swing in with another 20k, and then we've also got a 25k leader. And then I can see, I believe we have two of the Kais, maybe only one in hand right now, but we have two Kais on board as well. So a lot of combo power for not very many cards in hand, right? So taking up to 25 just here. We can go for our Awaken, draw one, right? Not having access to a hell of a lot to allow us to untap. We are going to go, it looks like, for the super combo just here to bottom deck and draw two. That way we can kind of try to filter a little bit more, maybe find something we need, okay? So 25 to 25, and then having a combo out just to 5k further, just to protect ourselves, because taking life now is really, really scary against this deck. To be honest, it's been scary the whole time. Against this deck, it's always going to be hard being able to, I guess, protect yourself enough. I feel like you need to have a million cards in hand and a million negates to actually slow the deck down enough. So 25, I believe that's now at 35k, which is very strong as well. Now, we do have a Galactic Buster in hand, so we can get potentially 35k off two cards as well, because we do have another 10k in hand, I can see. So Galactic Buster, drawing a card, comboing and placing an energy, which is quite nice. So having access to that energy again. Sad thing is, obviously, that then untaps. So it would be really nice if that stayed in standing, but unfortunately it does not. So taking that up to 35, and then we just need a 5k more just to defend out, taking that up to 40k just here, right? Now, we do have our Sparking 5 live, which is nice. So if we do swing through anything too big, we do have that protection. We have an Overwhelm Goku. Very easily now, we can just go and grab back our Gogeta Zenos if we wish, right? So more than likely, if Chris doesn't have one in hand, the winner Gogeta, Thwarting the Dark Empire, which I believe I can see, he can just grab... so he's just going to grab the other Gogeta, and that's fine. So that goes and gets some little weenies if he needs it, right? More than likely probably doesn't. I think he's going to be able to put enough damage through here, and it's such a long turn as well he's having. This is his turn too, remember. Just a lot of aggression, a lot of things that can play. That shows how strong Bean really is, and we know he does have access to a thwarting very easily just here. So what he can do is go for his thwarting, swing in a 30k double strike very easily. So we're going to swing in, 25 double strike. We're going to swing in a 30. No way, unfortunately, I'm going to combo out of that without losing a million cards from hand. We are going to go for the thwarting, placing two in the drop area, so the two 5ks. This not getting its full effect because I've got nothing on board, but swinging in a double strike is very strong. Now, taking a life. Now, at this point, I think, unfortunately, I kind of have to untap this energy because I need access to more cards for combo. And as I said, there are cards in this deck, quite a few that are the 10k combo. So this is me deciding that, yep, I have to have this extra combo because he can keep going if he wishes. And it's a hell of a lot of aggression in this deck, right? He potentially can swing with one of the Kais and then Bean if he really wishes, or swing with the Unison Bean if he wishes. But it looks like Chris is going to just pass turn here instead. Because I don't think he can really do too much else. So charging one just here. Unfortunately, Unison doesn't have combo power against this deck, so it's not really too valuable. So this is where maybe the ramp was better. Maybe I should have ramped, got that extra energy. Maybe I should have untapped that energy sooner than what I did, so then I had access to a negate a bit earlier, didn't have to take a life for the Gogeta swing as well, so that's kind of scary. But again, there's not a hell of a lot that I can really do just here. I can establish a blocker. Only downside is, of course, having that Gogeta on the board means the blocker gets warped. But I do get to untap that energy, so it is free. It's still a draw card. It's still a bit of a filter. So valuable to me. And if for some reason he kind of misplays here, what he may decide to do is he may decide instead to swing in with something else before the Gogeta, which then I can block, which protects a little bit better. But Chris being the player he is, don't think that's going to happen. He's going to warp the blocker straight away. Now, it would be really nice if I had access to a negate here. Unfortunately, we do not have access to a negate. But we're going to go 25, costing quite a few cards from hand. No super combos, unfortunately. 30k, so getting that out of hand. Going for the leader attack, gaining the 5k and critical as well, which is nice for him. So it's a 20k crit right now. Very easy to swing through. Again, having cards on board that he can also Spirit Boost, also restand this leader. So it just shows how much aggression and how much this deck can really do for pretty much little energy as possible. He's got 3 now, which is pretty scary in its own right. We're going to have to combo out, taking it to 25 with 2 cards from hand. I think only having 4 cards in hand just here. So either I crit a life or he swings dual attack, which both ways kind of is like a lose-lose, right? So you can either lose a life from the hand or he gets to dual attack you. So he gets 2 attacks. So technically losing the 1 a lot of the time is probably the better option. But it is very, very hard to, I guess, get around with what is also on the board. So we're now down at 1 life, which means that everything is a threat. And we know Chris has 2 Kais on board. He also has a Kai in hand, I can see, I believe. So this isn't being negated. Unfortunately, this is the winning shot just here. Obviously, how much he can combo. He didn't need a combo very much, right? So there we go, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Really got to see what Masked Saiyan does. Absolutely ridiculous how strong it can be. How much you can do for 2 energy as well. With Bean, really just helps to extend plays. It can awaken so early. Unfortunately, SS3 didn't really get to see it shine at all today. It's a really fun deck. Being able to untap all your energy and protect your Boo Unison is great. And obviously getting a Boo Unison on turn 2, turn 3 is really powerful as well. Hope you guys did enjoy the gameplay video. If you did, please remember to subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.